Hello there, Pisces, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we're doing your November love reading. So we'll take a look at the overall energies in your romantic love life, and then we'll take a look at the tarot to get some more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create or resonating with the message, I would really appreciate it if you would consider like, sharing, or subscribing. Okay, let's get into your reading. We're going to start with the Sacred Soul Travelers Oracle cards. We're in Scorpio season, and this is kind of like a time for us to be transforming, trying to become the best version of ourselves. And so I feel like the Sacred Soul Traveler Oracle cards work so well right now as we're going through this transformative type of energy. So we have fellow travelers, support is all around you. So this is the energy that, you may feel like at times that you're by yourself, but you really aren't. Even though some of you are single at this time, you may be, single and feeling like, there's not somebody coming in. So let's check it out. Let's see what's going on. Sometimes when we're in solitude, when we have that time by ourselves, it's so that we can reflect. And you may be actually evolving so quickly right now that what you need to do is kind of be by yourself so that you can become, evolve into, the soul that you're evolving into. And then it helps you to bring in the counterpart, the partner that is really meant for you. So right now you may be evolving so quickly that if somebody came in right now, they wouldn't fit your vibration or where you're going to be in, maybe a couple of months. So let's see what we have for the Wisdom Oracle. Yeah, or observer. I feel like you may feel like you're observing life, time to go. It's kind of like if, and then look at milk and honey. So it's got a really nice outcome. Come to the edge. I really feel like you're starting a new cycle. You're finishing out things. This time to go. If you're not in a relationship right now, I really feel like this is the energy of letting go of a belief system around your romantic relationships. I feel like, once again, you're evolving very quickly. It has to do with your belief systems around relationships, long-term partnerships, family, the roles that people play in that, what it is that you're really looking for in a long-term committed relationship. And I feel like you're kind of looking around. You're observing other relationships. You're looking back at your past relationships and really like getting kind of picky about what is it that I want, what was good about that relationship. Or if you have a friend that has a really good long-term committed relationship, what is good about that relationship? Or what is it? What are the traits that I'm looking for? Look at this, milk and honey. This is the 10 of Cups. This is your rainbow blessings. This is everything that you could possibly want, right? In a partner, in a long-term committed relationship. So now we're going to move to the tarot. I'm actually going to start with the soul. This is actually the soulmate oracle cards, and we're going to look at the past, the present energies, your area of resistance or obstacle, and then advice from spirit. And then we'll go back and clarify with the tarot. So in the past, you had a marriage, okay? You have marriage. Now, if you were not married or you're not married now, this card is indicating your belief systems around marriage and commitment. What does it mean? And it says on here, marital bond and societal contract. What is it that you are looking for in a long-term committed relationship? Whatever it is that you're looking for, this is in the past. See, I really feel like you're moving away from some type of idea of a relationship, of what it is that you want. And that could be because of experience that you've had in a previous marriage or just a long-term committed relationship, or just, just having relationships in general, taking a look at that. Okay, so what is your present energy? Oh, some of you could be with a karmic partner. Conventional relationship duty bound by societal conventions. I feel like both of these have to do with society. What is society expecting? How do you feel society, or what do you feel society is expecting you to have in a long-term committed relationship? And society can include your family and friends. So, what is it that you have kind of grown up with? What are some of the beliefs that you've grown up with? Some of perhaps your expectations with family and friends about what they think you should have in a long term committed relationship. And I really feel like this is what is changing. And for some of you, you could be either with a karmic partner and getting ready to leave that karmic partner because you're realizing this is not the person for you. Remember, karmic partners only come in for a short period of time to teach us a lesson, and then they go away. They're not meant to be with us for a long time, but karmic partners usually are also very painful relationships because they kind of expose a wound within us that makes us, go into that dark side of ourselves. Sometimes it can even trigger a dark night of the soul because you're evolving. This person that you were in a relationship with recently or are in right now, or perhaps getting ready to go into, depending on your timeline. This person really is only in your life to teach you a lesson. And I feel like it's about a lesson around how you actually view yourself and what you want out of a long-term committed relationship. So we're going to clarify here in a minute, but there's something strong here about you are definitely shifting your viewpoint about love and romantic relationships. So let's look at what your area of resistance or obstacle is. Feminine, your divine feminine, you seeking her twin or soulmate. I feel like you're trying to find your soulmate, but because you are evolving so quickly right now, what you have been drawn to in the past is not what you're going to want in the future. Sometimes too, if you've been single for some time, and underneath that is taking shelter, right? A very solitude type of energy. Sometimes when we get into that super solitude energy, we become so independent. You could have had a marriage or a karmic partner that came into your life and really broke your heart. And then you came out of that relationship or are coming out of that relationship and going into that, I just want my freedom, independence. I'm not dealing with love anymore. When we get into that energy, what can happen is your divine masculine within you, because we all have divine feminine and masculine. The divine masculine within you can kind of rise up. The divine feminine is much more nurturing, much more wants to be around other people, is very loving. So when your divine masculine kind of gets a little bit out of balance, what can happen is you're really into this independent, I can do it on my own nature. But by being in that nature, you yourself are not completely balanced. When we're in a partnership, we want to be balanced with that person. That means, I give and I take within a relationship. If you're in a long-term committed relationship and you're one of those people that I just want my independence and freedom, that type of relationship is not going to last very long. For some of you, your karmic partner could have been a person that wanted their independence and freedom and kind of pushed the limits with that within your relationship. So they could have been, I go out with my friends every Friday night, or, I don't have to text you back, or, I can see other people, or just kind of being a little shifty about where they are and what they're doing and who they're with, right? because they were trying to stress, I'm independent and free. And this partner actually kind of opens you up to that idea of wanting your own independence or freedom. Like you could have ended that relationship and now you're kind of in this, I just want my independence and freedom. The other flip to that is that the karmic partner you're with could have been really clingy, right? And so you're kind of like, oh, we don't want clingy either, right? You don't want to be with somebody that's super independent, and you also don't want to be somebody that's super clingy. So it could be that the person that you were with was super clingy. And so then you kind of like were pushing them away because it was kind of like, yeah, you're smothering me. And so your divine masculine within you kind of was like, yeah, I want my independence and freedom. So there's some kind of imbalance. I really feel, and it depends on how you're resonating with this, but you could have your divine masculine a little bit more in the controlling phase right now than your divine masculine. It's about stepping back into a little bit of your divine feminine energy. And it doesn't matter if you're male or female. This isn't about gender, it's about energy. So when this comes up, to me, this is telling me you're perhaps a little bit more in that I want my independence and freedom, and your divine masculine is preventing your divine feminine from being nurturing and loving and opening your heart to love. Yeah, so here's forgive. And, on this, it says tranquility, peaceful mind and heart, freedom from the past. It's about forgiving not just perhaps this karmic partner or this marriage or you could have been even thinking you were in a relationship that was going to lead to marriage. This karmic partner could have been the person that you were married to or thought you might marry. But here's the thing. It's about forgiving this situation, realizing that there was a lesson here that you needed to learn. Your soul is evolving very quickly. You're evolving above this person, okay? You are at a much higher level. And keep in mind that rejection is God's protection. This was not really the person for you. It was time for this relationship to end. But before you can bring in a new relationship, you also need to, realize the true lesson that was here. It's about reflecting on this situation and realizing that it's okay if you're changing your belief system or your mind, if you will, about what it is that you want in a long-term committed relationship. If that is changing and you're kind of like, yeah, but I don't know, that's kind of scary. I'm not sure I want to go there. Look what's under here, unknown territory. Like I think you're going into a new viewpoint of romantic relationships and what that means to you. It could mean that you initially wanted a marriage or a situation similar to what your parents had. And now you're kind of like, maybe you're more open, to an open marriage or something like that. That you see that people, when you have a romantic relationship, it's not just a 3D thing. It's also a 5D thing. Like you want that soul connection. You don't want it to just be a romantic connection. You may be feeling like you want more of a soul connection. It's also, even a century ago, people got married. It was really kind of more like a business deal, right? I mean, it was kind of like, combining families to keep wealth in a certain area or something like that. It was, you think about dowries and stuff like that, and that still exists, in some societies. But I feel like for a lot of you, you are stepping away from what you grew, a situation of what you thought you were going to want. And now you're realizing, no, I want something different out of a romantic relationship. Oh my goodness, twin flames. So this isn't your advice. This, this has a very much of a twin flame type of energy to it. So you could, yeah, you have some stuck energy. And that's the thing is that if it is a twin flame, I feel like this person that you were with, or perhaps your twin was with, you may have felt like that person was, you may have actually even thought that this person was your twin, okay, twin flame. And they really aren't. You're actually evolving to come into union or perhaps reunion with your twin. And if you're not familiar with twin flame connections, there's a lot of information on YouTube and the internet about it. But the big thing with a twin flame connection is that you come together. It's like an instant bond because you are literally one soul that was split into two. So you feel like this person is just your other half because they really are. They're the other half of your soul. But you play roles in a twin flame connection. One is the runner and one is the chaser. So if you were the chaser, that means that the runner is always trying to get out of the situation. They want their independence and freedom. They're trying to figure out how they can do as little as they possibly can in the connection, right? And get as much out of it as they can. And then as the chaser, you would be constantly, it's almost like being a little puppy dog, right? And you're kind of like running after them and trying to please them. And there's a lot of codependency within a twin flame connection until you have the separation. So when you have the separation, you go on your own for a while to allow your souls to evolve. And then once you've learned the lessons, what happens is usually the chaser becomes the runner and says, oh, I don't need that person in my life. Look at me. I've built my own independence, right? And I feel like a lot of you are building your own independence. You don't feel like you need this person anymore. So you go off, you're actually becoming the runner, and the person that was the runner, your twin, suddenly feels your energy leaving the connection and comes running back, chasing after you. So it could be that you have that type of energy in this situation. Now, one or both of you could have had a karmic partner while you were separated. So let's go to the tarot and get a little bit more information. Yeah, so in the past, you could have been married to this person or thought you might marry this person, but somebody in this connection had a very controlling sense about them. It's my way and the highway. And the other person was probably chasing and trying to please this person. But you can't ever please the emperor. That's what you have to know. You can't ever please the emperor. They change the rules of the game all the time, and because they're in control, they decide what the rules are. And once you play along with their rules and you're like, yeah, look at, I'm playing along by the rules, they go, oh yeah, well, the rules have changed. Like, they don't say that, but that's what gaslighting is. Love bombing. They can, there's a lot of manipulation sometimes in those types of relationships. So definitely somebody had the upper hand, let's say, in the control department in the past. So that was in the past. And I do feel like for a lot of you, that situation either ended or you possibly separated. So let's see what this karmic partner is. Yeah, somebody is King of Pentacles on the bottom. So somebody is getting there with the karmic partner. This is perhaps the person you're dealing with and not necessarily you, but it could be you. The karmic partner is bringing your divine masculine and feminine within you into balance or in your counterpart, in your twin. So it's as if that karmic partner, remember, comes in, opens up some wound that you may have, covered up for years and years, opens up this wound and then whooshes away. And you are left, devastated. During that situation, though, while you're healing from the karmic partner, your soul is evolving. So Pisces, if this is you that has been, dealt with the karmic partner, you could right now be feeling, really sad, and that could be part of the reason why you're in this like solitude, taking shelter type of energy, trying to heal from this situation. What Spirit wants you to know is that that karmic partner, even though they came in and you may have felt like, there was a lot of, you know, unjust things done, it helped to clear your karma, and it's also helping you to learn how to be more independent and yet bring into balance your divine masculine and feminine. You need both the divine masculine and feminine. You need to have your independence and freedom and yet be nurturing within a relationship, which it can be really difficult, right? It's about finding that balance within yourself of realizing that, yes, you need to spend time with your partner, but you also need activities and friends outside of the relationship to help you to continue to grow. So let's see what this divine feminine is. Very interesting. Ace of Cups on the bottom. This Ace of Cups always means to me like you're putting your love out into the world. And I feel as though one of the things is you could be really working on your career or finances. This is divine masculine energy, right? And this is divine feminine. You may be a little bit in this kind of masculine energy within you, working on your career, working on your finances, trying to build a business. Well, that's fine, right? But you need to also keep it in balance and make sure that you have friends and family and activities that are nurturing to your own soul, because that's more of the divine feminine energy. This is kind of like working on your home, having, activities that really are, to your soul, arts and crafts, dance, listening to music, composing, playing music. The divine masculine is all about trying to build a fortune. And it's nice when you can have both, because then you're super balanced. And so that is your area of resistance or your obstacle right now. If you are single right now, the reason is because, Spirit is trying to help you to become more in balance. You may have gone into this energy. I'm just going to build my fortune. I'm not going to fall for the love trap anymore, right? And that's okay, because that sometimes helps us to heal our heart. But now, okay, you've kind of done that. You got that down. Now it's about also coming back into that nurturing side of yourself, taking good care of yourself, loving yourself, allowing yourself to have time to do some of the things that you enjoy doing, and also opening up your heart, putting your love back out into the world. Okay, so let's see what this twin flames is. Oh, this is so beautiful. Yeah, you're finding the clarity about how to move forward. When you come into balance, okay, your divine masculine and feminine comes into balance. Guess what? Your twin is coming in, and if it is somebody from the past, they're coming in with an apology. Either way, they're coming in with a love. When you step into the energy of not just focusing on building money, perhaps, okay, or working on your material things, and you get back into the energy of putting your love out into the world, then, and love into yourself, like loving yourself, loving your life, the people in it. When you do that, then this comes in, and it's beautiful. And it's such a lovely energy. So let's go to the romance angel cards. Yeah, this I feel like for a lot of you, this is a twin flame connection. And it could be stuck. There is some regrets. It's all about releasing. It's all about releasing whatever has happened in the past and looking at it as the blessings of the lessons that you have learned from it. One thing is to just think about, how have you evolved since this situation? how are you different today than you were back then? Sometimes that really helps when we take a moment to say, wow, I have really changed. Like in the past, I may have put up with that. I'm not putting up with that anymore because I love myself enough to say, no, I'm not putting up with that, Um, I don't, if you're in a relationship and the person doesn't ever want to tell you where they're going, right? Does that build trust? No. I'm not saying that they need to, tell you you need to be able to track them on GPS or something, right? But there is something about trust. I feel like this whole situation is about helping you to learn how to trust others by learning how to trust yourself. So keep your promises to yourself. What is it that you are promising yourself that you're going to do? And by doing that, you'll build your own trust in yourself, and then you'll also open up to trusting others. Okay, this is happening very soon. Keep an open mind, soulmate on the bottom, not surprised whatsoever. So we have very soon, let your friends help you, and keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. I feel like for a lot of you, if you're not thinking that somebody in the past was your twin flame or the soulmate that you really plan to be with, I think it's because your idea of who it is that you do want to be with. This whole scenario has helped you to open up to finding what it is that you really want in a true soulmate. And so I think it's really lovely because I just get this sense that it's like you're going to look back like 6 months or maybe even a year from now, okay? And I know that sounds long, but time does fly. You're going to look back and you're going to be going, oh my goodness, yes. When that situation ended, it was the best thing for me, because now you're just going to have a totally different viewpoint of what it is that you want in love. You are living poetry. Feed your artist. Bliss is worth creating from, and you are light. Look at that, Pisces. I love that. I really feel, especially this feed your artist, that does help you bring in your divine feminine energy. And, look at all of these are about creating. It's about getting into that sense of creating for you what you love and not worrying about, can I sell this or will other people like it? No, you're just doing it because you love it. You're listening to your heart, to your soul, and doing those things that you truly love. It's about feeding your own soul right now, I believe. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. It is so hard. Sometimes we have a hard time accepting things the way they are because we wanted this person to act different, or, we wanted this situation to end up differently. But part of the forgiving, and remember, we had the forgiveness here somewhere, is really about stepping into that energy of just accepting the situation and then trying to move on from it. Forgiving yourself for forgiving yourself in the situation for anything you may regret doing, and forgiving the other person, just realizing it's all part of your soul's journey. Wow, I'm going to leave it there, Pisces. A really nice reading. It has a lot of energy. I know right now you may feel a little stuck, but things are opening up for you. And I would just suggest, really try to bring in balance to your divine feminine and masculine within yourself, especially the feminine. And get, just go turn on the music and dance, or get out the paints or whatever it is that you really enjoy doing. Allow yourself time to do that. And I wish you much love and light in this situation and all your situations. And if you have enjoyed this message, I would really appreciate it if you would consider like, sharing, or subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.